welcome in, everybody, on this Monday morning. 2.5 minutes to go.
Cool.
Welcome back, fun fam. And if you're brand new to the channel, welcome in. Follow the Bradley's Fun. This is the Daily Dish. And I got a new background to put up there. Boom. There we go. I hope that wherever you are having a phenomenal day, phenomenal Monday morning. My goodness, is it Monday already? Why does the weekend end so quickly? And then we got to get back to Monday, this weekend at the races. Hello, it's Florentin. How are you doing? Let's say hello to everybody that's in the chat and everybody that is hopefully having a phenomenal evening, afternoon, evening, afternoon, morning, day, wherever you are. Speaking of the day, as of the recording of this, today is the 25th day of November in the year 2024, 11, 25, 24, 24, 25. I don't know. I'll get you, my pretty. Oh, my goodness. That is a wicked comment from Dan's Life at the Kingdom, who may have sent me something on Facebook Messenger. I haven't looked. How is everybody out there? You guys having a good morning so far? Let me look here. Let's just see the parade pics. I was actually watching Lorena's live stream of the Universal Parade the other day. What is on Valiant Renegades stream? Something was on the Valiant Renegades. I haven't even talked about the that said Porsche. It made me think about the Jaguar thing. I haven't even talked about the Jaguar thing yet. Oh my gosh. The Jaguar thing, I almost don't know that I can keep my entire channel family friendly and show the new Jaguar commercial, because the Jaguar commercial, in my estimation, is not appropriate for any child to watch. It's disgusting. It's not. It's beyond, to me, the Jaguar commercial. I don't know if you guys have seen the new Jaguar commercial, but it's beyond woke. Pardon me. I've got some junk in my throat this morning. That did not sound great, so I wanted to mute the microphone for that. But yeah, the Jaguar commercial, and I don't know if you've seen it or not. It's nasty. It's perverse. It is about as anti-family and about as anti-God as you can get, and I won't show it on this channel because it's not family friendly at all, and I mean, I'm sure they're losing customers over it too, because it's also disgusting. But it's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what these advertisers are thinking these days. Last night, from Midnight's Edge went off on Ron. Who from Midnight's Edge? On the VR stream? Jaguar car. Yes, the Jaguar car. And what commercial? You'll have to look that up on your own. It's perverse and disgusting, and it just shows it's I can't show it, so you'll have to. I know, Jonathan. I've seen some things you're blissfully unaware of, and that's probably a good thing if you're not aware of these things. I saw it on X/Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and yeah, just know. Where did Nita put that in? Yeah, probably produced by the Olympic opening show people. Yeah, it was just so bad. Possibly they are always out of touch. I mean, obviously I'm never driven a Jaguar, nor have I wanted to or cared to, but whatever. Let's get to who all is. I want to say hi to everybody that's in the chat. I'm going back up to the beginning of the chat so we can say hi to everybody. Tom F. A, good morning, Tom F. And B, hopefully you noticed I fixed it. Tom knows what I'm talking about. Aloha and good morning, y'all, to Native Hawaiian, aloha to you and your beautiful wife. Juliet, good afternoon. Follow the Bradley Fun and chat. And Going Shogi says good morning. And Jonathan Rubin is here and he says hi. Rhonda H is in the house. Just Nita says happy Thanksgiving week, y'all. Izzo's place is here and he says I'm here, gonna be ninja listening. Have a great friggin' Monday, people. Woo! Canadian Family Life says hey all, and the Bud Files. Sue is in here. Good morning, the Bud Files and Sue, and morning, people. And hi, Tiffany. Izzo's Place gives a heart. Everyone's saying hi to each other. Hi, Sue. Hi, Tom. And hello at Native Hawaiian, Canadian Family Life. It's Florentin. Hello. Dan's Life in the Kingdom. Izzo's Place. Don't know. And Jeremy Heath. I heard they had a moment of silence at the Nemo ride after Elena Degenerate hopped on her Porsche and went to the UK. Yeah. I don't know. I was on the Nemo ride the other day. If you're talking about the Finding Nemo one at Epcot. And I was there Friday. It's on the live stream, I believe. No, not Friday. Sorry, Thursday. Was it Thursday or Wednesday? Might have been Wednesday. Anyway, it was not busy. So the week before Thanksgiving, guys, you want to come to Disney and have it all to yourself, come the week before Thanksgiving. My beautiful wife is in the house and in the chat. Good morning, everybody. And let's see here, and going Shogi. And yes, you're asking about the commercial. Got to that one. All right. So, and then the follow-up has two Jaguars chasing them. I would like to see that. Two actual Jaguars. Volvo advertisement Valiant Renegade showed was excellent and had a car in it. Yeah. The new Jaguar commercial does not even have a car. Everyone say hi to Ron's partner in crime, Virginia Bradley. She is here. Hello, my beautiful wife, Virginia Bradley. Good morning, everybody. It's Virginia in the house. Hey, everybody, I want to like this format. Do you like the picture being smaller with the ring around the outside and showing a moving background? I've changed some things. Let me know in the chat if you like that format, if you'd rather see me bigger. I don't know. I'm just trying some new things, trying out some new things. And if you haven't left your like yet on the stream, thumbs up, click the like button. Let's get this out to as many people as possible. I don't know. Did you like what I did with the title? Wicked is popular at the weekend box office, but is it defying gravity? Here, there. You like that? Let me read it again. This was the title of this video. Wicked is popular. It's gotta be popular at the weekend box office, but is it defying gravity? It's a little too early for me to try and sing. Oh my gosh. Good morning, Virginia. It's give us super zoomed. Kidding. I'm a kidder. Yeah, it's I'm trying to figure it out. Love it. Very easy on the eyes as well. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm trying to get something that's far easier on the eyes than my face, because you don't want to see that too long. Not Valiant Renegade Pro, WDW Pro is so lucky because he started this whole thing faceless, and I appreciate it so much and kind of wish that I had gone that way because it's got to be so nice. What else up, dude, man? Cuz good morning, everybody. By the way, if you're watching this on the replay and you haven't hit the like yet, hit the like, and also please comment below, replay gang. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please click the subscribe button and that notifications bell, because when you click it, you stick it to the YouTube algorithm and you get notified of all of our uploads here at Follow the Bradley's Fun, as well as news, shorts, all that things. And check to make sure you're subscribed. Something's been going on with my YouTube lately, and I feel like every channel kind of goes through this at some point in time, so it's not a huge deal, but it just feels like people might be getting unsubscribed. So double check that you're still subscribed to the channel, because YouTube's doing that thing, and it does sometimes with some channels, and I don't know why, but just make sure that you're still subscribed, or if you haven't, just go ahead and click the subscribe button. Make sure that you don't unsubscribe, obviously, but click the subscribe and make sure you're subscribed. There you go. My beautiful wife has been having some serious lower back pain. I've got some lower back pain too. Hers is worse. We're getting old, but yeah, no. Oh no, baby. So yeah, please prayers for my dear wife Virginia in the chat. Take it gently, Virginia. Lemon will help with the pain. Yes. Subbed and have your bells on. That's good. Good. You gotta reach in and have the bells on. Speaking of subs, having bells on, and there's a lot of members in the chat too, I've noticed. Well, thank you for that. So and anybody, if there's something that we like to do on this channel, especially if you're new here and you may not have seen this yet, or you're watching on the replay, I love to celebrate all of you, especially when I'm doing the show Monday morning. You got to get the blood flowing. You got to get going. The week is starting, right? So you got to get all this stuff done, right? How do you do that? You get up and dance, right? You celebrate. So got to throw down a celebration for all of you, because you guys are the energon that makes this guy transform and roll out of bed early on a Monday morning. And, so when I celebrate you, I want to show you what that celebration looks like. First, we're going to do a miniature celebration. And we have a couple different ones that we use, but I want to show you the celebration because anytime there's a super sticker that's thrown down, or super chat, super sticker, super thanks, we've memberships dropped, gifted memberships, somebody becomes a member, PayPal, buy me coffee, any of those types of things, I'm going to thank you for those with a celebration. And we have several different celebrations. But the earliest one that I did on the channel is this one. This is not the only one. There are other celebrations, but we're going to show you what a celebration looks like.
Is it too much? Too much? It's your birthday!
Oh, this is just the best of my scene. Yes, we hope that we are more than meets the eye. More than meets the eye. There's another couple things that I am wanting to look at and wanting to get to today. One of the things that I wanted to look at and get today is redirecting over to Culture Casino. And he has his 6-minute daily right after this show. So can anybody let me know, perhaps, if Culture Casino has posted the link yet to his 6-minute daily? Because I checked before the show and I hadn't seen it yet, so I don't have it redirected over there, but I would like to redirect it over there. And there's something I'm trying to find that goes along with the other stuff. We're going to be talking about the weekend box office a little bit. I'm starting to shift to do a little bit more about pop culture on the channel and not just parks. So we want to talk about pop culture. I don't know if I can. There's a story that I want to bring up, and I don't know if I can bring it up without their. Hopefully, maybe I can. Okay. Okay, so we're going to be talking about, let me see, what does this say? Defying especially has stuck in my head. I'm not even a fan of that musical. Did not see his late night Sunday stream either. Oh, maybe, wonder if he's under the weather or anything. I'm not really sure. Let me check here real quick and see. Bear with me for just a moment as I check Culture Casino. Aha, there it is. I see it. All right, so let me fix this real quick. Over here, I go to my YouTube studio on my phone. Give me just a moment, and I think I can do it over here. We're going to add the redirect, doing this in real time here, people. Real time. Isn't that exciting? Wicked Weekend. Yes, indeed. So yeah, we're talking very, very similar things. All right, so now we've got the redirect to culture. That's perfectly fine. And when this show ends, you will be redirected to Culture Casino's 6-minute daily. He will be talking about something very similar, which is fine because that's what everybody's going to be talking about today is the weekend box office. But before we get to that, there's a couple of other things that I want to talk about. I see some new people coming in the chat. My mom is here. Good morning, Mom. Kathleen Fantazi. Mr. Fulton Moraz has come in, says, good morning, Ron. I have big news. Got 2 new basketball coaches for this season, and I'm having my first basketball practice at the new Sports Net in Fishers at 6 p.m. Well, very cool. Jonathan Rubin says, I can't believe an interviewer asked the screenwriters if there will be a part 3 or 4. We just got through part 1, and what else after part 2 will there be to tell? An interviewer may not have been familiar with the fact that this is based on a Broadway show, and what you're getting from what I understand, part 1 of Wicked the movie is the first act of the Broadway show, right? And then part 2 is after intermission. Part 2 of this movie should be shorter. Wicked part 2, when it comes out next year, it should be shorter, maybe an hour and a half, hour, 45 minutes. Don't you think? I don't know. I haven't actually seen the show on Broadway. I'm familiar with the music of the show. But there's something about it that I'm going to share in a minute that kind of bothers me. Here's Maritza's Yarn and Crafts. Welcome in. Trying to think of a new baseball name for my team. If you have any ideas, let me know. Sluggers. Yes. Hello to everybody. So one of the things that I want to talk about and we'll be talking about is giving some suggestions for things to watch during the holidays. I think the hype is up there, but it is a good movie. I've seen the costume design at Wicked. Experience is beautiful. Yeah. The people that I have seen are liking the movie. It's one of those things where this movie, you can say that Wicked is woke, but that it's made for the woke audience. When people talk about going woke, going broke, they're not talking about something that actually starts off as woke. Woke is, I know it's a pretty general terminology, but it means certain things, and it's usually very, very far left-wing ideology, not in the mainstream of things, right? So, and there are media properties that are out there that started off as woke, and the Wicked, the book, was woke before we ever heard the term. That was in the 1990s. Then it became this play and everything else. We'll talk about that in just a moment as I caffeinate here a little bit. But I did want to talk a little bit before we get to that about Christmas. It's the Christmas season, and there's a couple of things that I would suggest watching during the Christmas season. One of them, and this is interesting, the show Hawkeye at the MCU. Has everybody heard of the show Hawkeye on Disney Plus? It's part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Hawkeye is a series, only a 6-episode miniseries that takes place during Christmas. Want to hear the funny thing about Hawkeye? I think it debuted 2 years ago. Well, guess when it takes place? Hawkeye takes place during the Christmas season of 2024. So it's very relative right now, because what's happening in the movie, or what's happening in the television series Hawkeye, is supposed to be going on basically the week before Christmas of this particular year, 2024. So I find that to be quite interesting, because there's a lot of things that have come after that, like the MCU is kind of going into the year 2025. But my question is, will Thunderbolts and the new Captain America movie get us back to where the timeline actually is. It's kind of weird. Yeah, Izzo's Place has a good point up here. Frank Albaum didn't like. Yeah, Wicked is fan fiction. For those that don't know, Wicked is to The Wizard of Oz what 50 Shades of Grey is to Twilight. So if you don't know, 50 Shades of Grey was fan fiction written about Twilight that became like a mainstream type of thing, right? Like now we have 50 Shades of Grey, but it was actually based on the Twilight relationship, right? Well, Wicked is fan fiction written about the Wizard of Oz that would be prequel to Wizard of Oz. It literally has nothing to do with the actual Wizard of Oz story. If you really want to know, the Wizard of Oz, the whole point of the story is that it takes place in Dorothy's mind, and it's really about her being with her family and the family being safe in the end, and getting back to family, even though she may not have appreciated them as much in the first place. That she doesn't. So the whole thing of you were there and you were there, and yeah. Well, Wicked's not about that. Wicked takes place as if the land of Oz was a real place, and the two witches were real witches, and this is them going into college together. So it's complete fan fiction, but it has two great songs in it, and the rest other songs in it. Yes, I do know that Living with the Land is decorated for Christmas. Of course, I'm blocked out this week, so it doesn't matter for me. But that's kind of the whole point. Like, they got to get the Christmas stuff up. The week of Thanksgiving is the week that Epcot transitions over to Festival of the Holidays, so that makes sense. But anyhow, if you haven't watched Hawkeye, I recommend Hawkeye. It's just as a Christmas property. It's not the best thing out there, but there's some really good emotional scenes. Jeremy Renner does a fantastic job in Hawkeye. I also have a personal acquaintance that I've worked with doing stand-up comedy who happens to be one of the bad guys in the show. He's part of the tracksuit mafia, so that's kind of a personal connection for me. But yes, if you haven't seen Hawkeye, Jeremy Heath, now's a great time because the whole thing is Christmas. The whole thing is and it is ironic that it's actually taking place the week before Christmas. Basically, it takes place, I would say, December the 17th or 18th to December the 25th of this year in the MCU timeline of 2024. So it's also just there's fun. You have Steve Rogers, the music. There's a lot of fun things in it. There are some missteps in it as well, but it is a fun Christmas show to watch. And another Christmas thing from the MCU is the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas / holiday special, because really it's all about Christmas. A couple things that are like pretty good, not a whole. There is some little snippets of wokeness in Hawkeye, but most of it's not really that. Like, it's not, I wouldn't call it a woke property by any means. It's pretty family friendly. Generally speaking, Hawkeye is a couple bad words here and there, but it's for PG-13 and up, I would say that's pretty good. I think Guardians holiday special is about the same, but if you're looking for some Christmas properties to watch, I recommend those two because they're both pretty darn good. They're both okay, I love the Christmas song from the Guardians Christmas movie. The Guardians Christmas movie, it's just fun. Like, it's such a fun watch. And honestly, the whole Guardians series, I don't think like Guardians 1, 2, Christmas. Here's the way to watch the Guardians series: Guardians 1, Guardians 2, Christmas special, and the Guardians 3 would be the way to watch it because they're all part of the Guardians properties. And if you really wanted the whole Guardians story, you'd have to watch Guardians 1, 2, then you'd have to watch Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, Guardians Christmas special, and then Guardians 3, and that would be all of the Guardians stuff, Guardians of the Galaxy. So but as far as Christmas properties, they're fun to watch, and I highly recommend them. I'd give them thumbs up. Now, before we get to the box office, there's something else that I want to get to that I'm going to say that it's because of this that I cannot recommend Wicked to family audience. No, you do not have to watch Thor: Love and Thunder because the Guardians are in so little of it, it doesn't really matter. As a matter of fact, we can just skip Love and Thunder altogether and decanonize it. As far as I'm concerned, it's like one of the worst movies ever in the MCU. It was so hard to believe that they went from Ragnarok to Love and Thunder. It's the same director. It's like it's night and day. It's kind of like Ragnarok and Love and Thunder is kind of like Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 2. You're like, how do they have such a good first movie and such a crud second movie? It's just weird. Pardon me for sipping my caffeine. But there's a story that I want to bring up. And we understand, okay? Wicked is a Broadway musical. It's made for the theater peeps. And a lot of the theater peeps have a tendency, and I've worked in theater and entertainment my entire life. Yes, that group has a tendency to lean way over here. I know that's the right side of my screen, but it's the left side of me. So, yeah, they lean left, like really, really left, like hard on the left stuff. And it ends up not being particularly family friendly. So if you wanted to take your kids to Wicked thinking that it was about the Wizard of Oz, when it's not particularly necessarily about the Wizard of Oz, which the original Wizard of Oz should be watched every Christmas season. The 1930s version of it is phenomenal. I highly recommend that, but I don't recommend at all taking your family, taking kids especially, and especially little girls to go see Wicked. If you want to hear the two great songs from Wicked, they're both on YouTube. One of them is Popular and one of them is Defying Gravity. And a better way to listen to those songs are the Broadway versions. Ariana Grande's version of Popular is pretty equivalent to the Broadway version of Popular. Those songs are very, very equivalent. Defying Gravity, Idina Menzel knocks that song out of the park. You cannot get a better singer for that song than Idina Menzel, who's also the voice of Elsa in Frozen, if you didn't know. So the original Wicked Witch on Broadway, the actress that played her was also the voice of Elsa in Frozen. So the same person that sings Let It Go sings Defying Gravity originally. So Cynthia Erivo's version leaves quite a bit to be desired in my estimation. I just don't really like the way that her take on that song is a little, I don't know, it's just off to me. Love, Power, and Disenchanted. Yeah, oh, yes. In Disenchanted, you're right. She's in both the movies Enchanted and Disenchanted. So we're going to share this story here, and it's one of the reasons I don't think it's necessarily a good idea to take little kids to this, because it's not what I would particularly call a family friendly movie. And it has some messaging that might be against what traditional families believe. So we're going to bring this up. Ariana Grande thinks her Wicked character might be a little in the closet. You never know, is what she says. Yeah, so she's talking about being really, really too friendly with other women, with other girls. They do have a relationship, it is true, Cynthia Erivo said in response to fans who ship their characters Glinda and Elphaba. And this is by Benjamin Van Hoos, 21st of November 2024, out of People magazine. And let's see if I can close that off. All right, so just a little bit. I want to share this real quick, and then we'll get to the box office. Ariana Grande thinks there might be more to Glinda's story in Wicked, while she and co-star Cynthia Erivo spoke to UK outlet Happy Times. They were, you can see on the screen what that says. They were asked about fans who rooted for their lead characters Galinda and Elphaba to be a romantic duo. I think Elfie, she goes wherever the wind blows, said Ariva. 37 of her Green Witch. So she is 37 years old, and she's playing the role of an 18-year-old. She does not look 18. Now, Ariana Grande, on the other hand, I think she's in her 30s, but she looks like she could be 16. So, just is what it is. I think Elfie, she goes wherever the wind blows, said Arivo, 37 of her Green Witch. I think she loves Galinda. I think she loves love, and I don't think there's anything wrong with celebrating that deep connection that both of them have. This is where I have issues. I think that there's a lot of Hollywood type people that don't understand what the word love actually means, because love, realistically means love is your willingness to sacrifice for another person. Love is not just a feeling, right? It's not an attraction. Love is a sacrifice. A lot of people don't really get that. They do have a real relationship. True love is probably why people are shipping it, because they build with each other. What they build with each other is an unbreakable bond and love. Ana Grande, 31. So Cynthia Erivo was 37, and she looks 10 years older. Ariana Grande is 31, and she looks 15 years younger. So interesting. And you can see it in the picture just below. Trust and truth, just a safe space for one another, which is what all relationships should be, whether it's romantic or platonic. Galinda might be a little in the closet. You never know. Give it a little more time. What does that mean? I don't know. But it's a little bit bothersome that Hollywood is making these types of things, because they convolute the word love with physical activity. I think what WDW Pro calls bedroom activity or whatever. Bedroom activity that's not sleeping, right? So when you convolute these things, it's that's just where they get it wrong. Like that's not what love is, right? Love, there's a reason. Procreation, by the way, is the reason why we're basically the natural order of things, just to build up families, right? It takes a man and a woman to do that. So it's just weird. It's just ideals that are not necessarily yeah, love is an open door. We saw how that relationship worked out in Frozen, didn't we? Not necessarily a good thing. As a matter of fact, they closed that door at the end of that movie. They closed that door hard. That's funny. Erivo overestimates her talent greatly. I would have a tendency to agree with that, and I'm telling you why. There are good singers who sing so well, so they sing so good, people think they're great, but they're not great. And that's where she is. She's really, really good. Her voice is fabulous, but she's missing the mark when it comes to the emotionality, and I don't know how to explain it other than to say that there's another singer out there who also I think is probably fairly left-wing in her ideology, but as a singer, there's just no denying her talent, and that her name is Lauren Allred. She was a voice in The Greatest Showman, but she was not seen in The Greatest Showman. But she sings the song "Never Enough," and her voice is beyond just anybody else that's out there today. What is this? But Ariana said, "You will pee when you hear Ariva." Well, I suppose if you drank this much caffeine and had a lot of water on top of it, you might just do that. I got it all. My dog can sing it out, but no one would listen to him more than 5 seconds. I don't know. He might be like, Ariana Grande did a good job appearing sweet as Galinda, but driving just looks angry the whole way. No depth of character compared to Menzel's Elphaba. You have to like the bad guys first. Equus Heart, Eep, I'm late. That's okay. You haven't missed the main crux of the story. We're going to get to the weekend box office. But before we do, I think it's time that we have a celebration. There's one that my wife really likes. It's a longer one, but I'm going to save that one till the end. If we get any supers or we get memberships thrown down or any of those types of things, we'll save the longer celebration for that. But before we get to the main story, which is the weekend box office, I want to celebrate all of you guys. So with that, I'm going to show you my secondary celebration. If you haven't seen it yet, this one's brand new. Here we go. Celebration time. Celebrations are always fun. Celebrations are always good. They get the juices flowing. And we've got, here we go. Hollywood doesn't understand platonic friendship and love between friends. They have to sexualize everything. I have a tendency to agree. They just don't like, and you get, Hollywood says that they're responding to the fans, right? Well, they're responding to such a tiny little percentage of the fans. They're not responding to the wide majority of the fans. Because one of the biggest complaints that I always had is, I guess this term shipping must mean trying to put two people together. I'm not 18 years old anymore, so I actually use my brain to think now. But apparently that was something a lot of people tried to do with Bucky and Cap back during their days in the MCU. And I don't know if people are aware of this when they're in their teams, but as it turns out, yeah, a man and a man can be best friends and have no other relationship by friends other than friendship, and so can a woman and a woman. Yeah, that's the way it normally works. The problem is Hollywood and those types want to normalize what isn't normal. And so what they will do is they will try to take what is normal and they'll try to get you to freak out about that when it is, like actual regular friendship. It's very normal. Just to let you guys know. Mickey and Minnie were in Chicago for the Christmas lighting ceremony on Friday. Wow, they are everywhere. Well, from what I understand, Chicago actually has a lot of mice, so that's not surprising. I'll never forget the time that I actually saw real mice at Animal Kingdom Lodge. I'm like, oh look, it's a little Mickey. But yeah, there's a lot of people don't know this. Walt Disney World is huge, and it is in a very natural landscape. Right. So if you ever come to Walt Disney World and you don't know it yet, just telling you right now, there are real animals there, real alligators, real snakes, real mice, real possum, real rats, real armadillos. What else have I seen on property? I've seen wolves. My wife and I saw wolves on property, or coyotes. They're one of the two. I've seen a lot of deer, a lot of turkey. Lots of wild things running around, and of course, all kinds of bugs and stuff too. Let's look at. We're going to look at the numbers first, and then we're going to look at the response to the numbers. So let me share this tab here. And when I say that we're looking at the numbers, we're literally looking at the numbers. So here we go. Real Donald Duck. No line for meet and greet. That is true. There are a lot of real ducks at Disney World. My understanding is that Disneyland is overrun with cats. Is that true? We were just snacking, and I turned around and a possum trying to get a piece of the planter scared the Jesus out of me. Yeah, there's a lot of possums there, a lot of armadillos, a lot of ducks, obviously a lot of other kinds of wild birds that run around. I even had a bald eagle fly right in front of my face when I was working as a lifeguard one time. Like literally, like it was, I don't know, maybe 10 feet in front of me, and like, but my eye level, and I'm like, that was a bald eagle that just flew by. So that's pretty crazy. But you have that happen. Anyway, here we are. This is out of the numbers, and this is the weekend box office. Now, I did not see the weekend box office predictions for Wicked. Again, I haven't gone to see it. If we do go to see it, I don't know that we're going to go see this as a family, or if we'll just wait until it eventually comes on streaming. Truth of the matter is, there are only two things that I care about in this movie, and that's the two songs, and that is Popular and Defying Gravity. And I've heard both of those songs. I don't really know the story, and it's nothing that I'm anxious to go and see, and I'm not a reviewer, so like that's not my thing. I will review movies that I have gone to see, but I don't do movie reviews. That's not the thing on this channel. If you guys want it and it evolves to that, then maybe I'll start. But right now, since nobody's paying me to go see it, I ain't going to see it. But here we are, right out of the numbers. Here's Wicked, and you see, and I think I can blow this up. Move over. That doesn't want to move over. Okay, Wicked 2024 domestic box office. Now, this is the prediction. The final numbers won't be until tomorrow morning, but it's predicted that it did $114,000 domestically and only 114,000. My bad. $114 million domestically and $50,126,561 at the international, the non-US box office. So the worldwide box office is 164 million total over the weekend, and that are the numbers so far for Wicked, which I believe is the third highest box office of the season. Ron saw, yes, Sam Eagle, a tribute to the nations of the world, but mostly America. Nothing will top when bears decided to visit the Magic Kingdom. That is true. Come on, Wicked. Let's go, Wicked. Yes. And your Comcast stock will probably go up when they finally unload MSNBC. I think that'll be helpful. 2 free tickets. Well, the thing is, when we go, I don't really want to go see this by myself, and we probably have to take Xander, and it's Xander, like not really. I don't want to take. I won't go see this with Xander. Just watch Lauren Aird sing "Never Enough." She is great and should be a household name. She clearly knows how to bring emotion to a song. Thanks for the. You are welcome. And she has there are a lot of, even her singing it. There are several different versions of her singing that song on YouTube where she's both singing live. I think she did it on Britain's Got Talent. She's got original songs on Britain's Got Talent. She's obviously got her own channel, and her own video of her new and updated version of Never Enough is like, it's just crazy. It's crazy good. And again, from everything that I can tell, she probably falls into the same political sphere. But I don't care, because I'm not looking at these people for their politics. I'm looking at these people for their talent. And I will say this, Lauren, she's hasn't said anything controversial. So she's not doing anything like going, well, I didn't like the way that some fan edited my poster. Lauren who? Let me just type it out. Lauren Allred. She's amazing. Yes. As a vocalist, Jonathan, you definitely want to know who Lauren Allred is, because she's like crazy good. Let me shrink this down. See if there's anything else. Nothing particular. Here's the story that I didn't mean to get to, but since it went here, it actually worked out really well for me. This is serendipity right here. Weekend projections. Wicked and Gladiator hit big. So, as you may know, a lot of people were trying to make this weekend similar to what happened with Oppenheimer and Barbie, where people went to see both movies calling it Barbenheimer, and it was like this double feature thing, and a lot of people made a big deal out of it. And I think people were trying to make this weekend. I've heard Glicked. Oh, Wickediator. I don't know how would you ship those terms together, if you're using that term. Oh, dear Lord, yes, it's Florentin. Of course, I know who Grace Randolph is. Yes, I very much know who Grace Randolph is, and some of her takes. Let's just say that I'm not in love with all of her takes on things. But her, who else do I follow that's really, really good with? Obviously, Valiant Renegade is my favorite one to follow when it comes to movies and the actual numbers. Dan Merle. Are you familiar with Dan Merle? It's Florentin. If you're not familiar with Dan Merle is a great channel when it comes to movies and movie reviews and the box office numbers. He actually does probably the best overall breakdown of not profitability, but just the numbers as they are. Right? Valiant Renegade is great when it comes to talking about what actually happens as far as profit is concerned. And Dan Merle is the best at breaking down the box office for for just plain what happened at the box office, right? So those two names. Yes. I would say this. Lauren has so much more emotion in her voice, particularly compared to Erica's Flatweek Cynthia Erivo's. Yeah. Dan Merle. Yep, exactly. He's great. So yeah, definitely check him out. And if you want to put in the comments to Dan Merle that Follow the Bradley's Fun sent you over to him, I'd appreciate that, because he has no idea who I am. Might help. That'd be great. This one, yes, I think that this might be the subject of tomorrow's show, is the battle between Wicked and Moana 2. So I'm glad you brought that up, Jonathan, but I will probably be getting to that tomorrow. But as far as the story out of the numbers, this is interesting. Weekend projections, Wicked and Gladiator hit big. Wicked and Gladiator 2 are both delivering stellar opening weekends as moviegoers return to theaters in droves for the first time since early September. Wicked will easily take the crown this weekend with a monumental opening that Universal projects will hit $114 million. Domestically, Gladiator's $55.5 million domestically is the best for a movie to open in second place since Oppenheimer famously did so in last July. So that's like Glicked. This is what they're saying. Glicked could earn a combined $200 million this weekend. It might not quite be Barbenheimer, but Glicked is set, and that's that's Gladiator 2 and Wicked, set for a fantastic debut this weekend, with Wicked leading the way and Gladiator 2 doing solid work in second place, according to our model this morning. The target for Wicked looks to be around $150 million, while Gladiator 2 could post $50 million. So it looks like Gladiator 2 actually did better than the projections with $55 million, and Wicked fell quite short. If $150 million was the projection and they only hit $114 million, that might be successful, but definitely falls short of the box office of the projection. This one is interesting because I know we're not really talking about this show, but there is a movie out there for Christmas called Red One. And this one says that Red One overcomes a wickedly big weekend to remain widest release. The weekend before Thanksgiving holiday is typically a big one, and this year is no exception. After an opening weekend that provided newcomer Red One with moderate success, the film will be one and done at the top of the box office with the debut of Wicked and Gladiator 2, which many suggest could be the biggest weekend since Barbenheimer, summer of 2023. I don't know if it was the biggest weekend since then, but anyway, so that is a Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Chris Evans movie with J.K. Simmons as Santa Claus. If you're interested in seeing a Christmas movie, it's one that looks more family friendly. I haven't seen it, but I don't think I'd be hesitant to take Xander to see Red One. So I kind of want to look at that. But I also want to get to this take. And this is out of Variety. So this is Wicked box office, all the records the movie musical shattered on opening weekend. And I think it's talking about records because this is interesting. Both Erivo's face and voice are emotionless, and that's what I felt just from the previews that I've seen this, and that's the biggest reason. I'm not sure I'm going to see the whole movie. Red one, it says is more of an action film than a sweet holiday family movie. Well, I figured it was an action film. That's what it looked like. It actually looked like a Santa Claus is a superhero type film. Santa is in shape with very little belly. Yeah, I mean that's the kind of, like I said, is Santa Claus is a superhero, which is to me just makes I'm assuming there's a lot of humor in it. It's supposed to be. It looked funny to me more than anything else. But let's get to this variety story real quick before we leave off today. Wicked box office. All the records the movie musical shattered on opening weekend. What are the records? Jonathan, is this person related to you? It's by Rebecca Rubin. And there is a picture of, again, even looking at these two faces, Ariana Grande and Erivo, right? So Galinda, they're both looking at the same thing. Ariana Grande looks kind of a happy surprise, I want to say. And Erivo just looks like they said, Cynthia, look up. And she went like this. Okay. Look it up. Okay. I don't know. To me, that's not, I don't know. It's just, it's not doing anything for me. Let me put it that way. It doesn't do anything for me. We can't have a skinny Santa. No, we can have an in shape Santa. It's, I don't think it's, definitely not the traditional Santa. Musicals aren't the most successful genre at the box office. See Cats, Dear Evan Hansen, and Joker Folie à Deux. But song and dance films may be enjoying. As Glinda sings a newfound popularity with Wicked, Universal's adaptation of Act 1 of the beloved Broadway show. And by the way, this is also Wicked Part 1. I don't think it's just Wicked, it's like Wicked Part 1. The film collected $114 million in North America and an additional $50.2 million internationally, bringing its global tally to $165 million over the weekend. Interesting math there, by the way. That's $164.2 million, but I guess you could round that way if you want to. It's a huge win for movie theaters. Ticket sales have been stubbornly behind 2023 and pre-pandemic times, and Universal, since the studio has to sell Wicked Part 2, chronicling the musical's second act to audiences in 2025. Each installment cost $150 million to produce, not including its inescapable pink and green marketing campaign. So Wicked needs to resonate at the global box office through Thanksgiving of next year to justify these mega price tags. Then, thank goodness, as Galinda also sings in the show, that critical reviews and audience sentiment have been euphoric. By the way, again, this is out of Variety, so there's going to be that slant to it. John M. Chu directed the PG Wicked, which stars Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo, Jeff Goldblum, Michelle Yeoh, and Jonathan Bailey. Set before, during, and after The Wizard of Oz, the story tells the origins of Grande's Galinda, later known as Galinda the Good, and Erivo's Elphaba, eventually dubbed the Wicked Witch of the West, before Dorothy landed in Oz and sauntered down the Yellow Brick Road. Here are all the records for opening weekend, and of course, this is the part that we really want to get to. Biggest opening weekend. These are the domestic records. Biggest opening weekend for a film based on a Broadway adaptation ahead of Into the Woods. 31.05 million. So the biggest Broadway adaptation before was Into the Woods. Third best debut of 2024 ahead of Beetlejuice, 111 million, behind Deadpool and Wolverine, 211 million, and Inside Out 2 of 154 million. So it's barely over Beetlejuice, and it's way behind Deadpool and Wolverine, and significantly behind Inside Out 2. Fourth largest start in history for a musical, surpassing Disney's 2023 The Little Mermaid remake of 95.57 million, and trailing Frozen 2, 130 million. International, biggest opening for a film based on a Broadway adaptation in both reported and like-for-like markets, ahead of 2012's Les Miserables, sixth best debut of all time for a musical, above Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again at $43 million. And the global records were biggest opening weekend for film based on Broadway adaptation, overtaking Les Miserables at $103 million. Best start for a non-sequel film in 2024, and fifth largest debut in history for a musical, ahead of 2023's Little Mermaid, $163.6 million, and behind only 2019's The Lion King, $446 million, 2017's Beauty and the Beast, $358 million, 2019's Frozen 2 at $358 million, and 2019's Aladdin, $213 million. Those, by the way, I believe are the film's final numbers. I could be wrong. But that is what we are looking at right now. So basically the film has had a lot of success so far. It is coming up this weekend, which is Thanksgiving weekend, which should mean a lot of people will head to the box office, beginning possibly on Wednesday, even Thursday, Thanksgiving. Some people will go then. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday should be blowout at the box office. That is traditionally Thanksgiving weekend. It's usually a pretty good weekend at the box office, although Disney has had some epic fails at the box office the last few Thanksgiving weekends. But it should be good. I think Disney will do much better this particular Thanksgiving weekend with Moana 2 than what they did with things like Strange World, which were blah. So I think Moana 2, that is a movie that we are somewhat looking forward to as a family. Our biggest one that we're looking forward to is Sonic 3. Obviously, we have a boy that loves Sonic the Hedgehog, Mario, and all of those video game characters. So that is very exciting for him, and therefore those are things that we like as a family to go to. And the Sonic movies have been great so far. So with that, I want to say thank you to all of you today. And we'll do one more quick celebration on the way out the door. As a thank you so much for being here, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming into the show today. It is 10:36. We're going to redirect you right over to Culture Casino at this point in time. I didn't see any new members coming in the door today, but there are lots of memberships, and I have updated the list. So everybody that's is a member of the channel right now should be, if you are a member of the channel currently, you should be on the list on the way out. So check the outro. Keep watching for the outro. If you haven't already, make sure you've liked this video, subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell, because when you click it, you stick to the YouTube algorithm and you get notified of all of our uploads here at Follow the Bradley's Fun. Share this out on your favorite social medias and do comment before you head out the door. We appreciate that so much. And let me make sure this is the right outro. I think it is. Thanks so much, everybody. Until tomorrow, we'll see you real soon. Bye, everybody. Ciao. Tell Culture I said hi.